Hello, hello, hello. I am the African witch bitch hoodoo practitioner. Okay, we need to discuss something. The topic of today is spiritual rape. Now, I'm getting a lot of feedback from people. I've mentioned spiritual rape a few times in different videos that I've done, and I keep getting questions. Some people are asking me, can you define or clarify more exactly what spiritual rape is? And can you please, and then on the flip side, I get other people asking me and trying to petition me to do spells for them that would constitute spiritual rape. So apparently we need some clarity in this subject. So here I am. I'm the bitch that clarifies. So spiritual rape. Now, the technical definition of rape is when you try to use force or coercion to physical force or coercion to um get a person to force yourself on them in a sexual manner. There's a thing in the physical sense, there's a thing called oral rape. If you hold somebody down and please or put your mouth on them, but and it's against their will, that's oral rape. That's a legal technical definition. There's statutory rape because children by law cannot consent to have sex with an adult. There's rape by force. You guys already know what that is. Hopefully you do. If you don't, look it up. Spiritual rape is when you use spell work to manipulate an unwilling participant into sleeping with you, being romantic with you, falling in love with you, etc., etc. That is the definition of spiritual rape. And I'm finna put it all out there and call a spade and tell y'all that there's a lot of practitioners in these YouTube streets, these Facebook streets, these IG streets, these TikTok streets, and every other street out there, these magical streets that will teach you how to spiritually rape people, will take your money to perform spells for you, that condone spiritual fucking rape. And let me go ahead and say this right now, because the ancestors will probably whoop my ass if I leave this out. The whole premise of hoodoo was to protect us and to connect us to the ancestor realm. It's under the umbrella of African spirituality. Our ancestors did not suffer and die for you to go around raping motherfuckers. Did you hear me? I'm talking to you, the one who has low self-esteem, who sees a man that they desire, maybe a one-night stand, maybe a friends with benefits, and you want more benefit than he's allowed. Maybe y'all started out as friends with benefits, but you caught feelings, and now you want to do love work to get this man to want you. Or this low budget ass dude who see a beautiful woman walking by and you want to hit, and you want to do manipulation work to get her to be with you. Or a woman decided she was going to up and leave your rusty ass, and you decide that you don't want to you don't want her to leave. So it's not just women doing this to men, it's men doing this to women. Because the feedback that I'm getting in my emails is a lot of men out there that are pissed off because they've been with their wife or their woman or their girlfriend, whatever, and they tricked off a lot of time and took her the fuck for granted, and she glowed up in her self-esteem and decided to exit stage left, and now he realized what he missed, and now he want her back. Here's the point, because it really don't matter who your target is. If the person is unwilling and do not want to be with you, if they are telling you that they don't want to be with you, showing you that they don't want to be with you, it is not your job to sit up and say and try to justify, well, I know what he wants and I know what's best for him, or I know what she wants. Man, she might say she don't, but trust me, she know. That's you trying to do some justification bullshit. If the person wanted to be with you, you wouldn't need spell work to manipulate them. They'd come to you. Spiritual rape is when you use magic, when you use or try to petition deities, and you use your magical powers and abilities to try to sway a person your way. Sweetening jars, different type of candle magic spell work, petitioning certain deities to try to get this person to want you. That is unethical as fuck. Let me explain to you different types of love work that I support. If you have a husband and a wife, and I get couples that hit me up all the time, And maybe he's going through some depression because he got laid off, or maybe she's dealing with some postpartum depression, because that really is a thing. A lot of people seem to think that it's not, but it is. And they both sit down together and put their marriage in a honey jar, and they work that marriage, they work the jar together. That's not unethical, because both parties are willing and they're both consenting to the work. The key word of the day is consent. Okay? With your permission. Didn't Ro James do an entire song about permission? Then why the fuck are you guys out here? I'm sorry. Why the fuck are people out here in these witchy YouTube streets, these witchy streets, sitting up here trying to manipulate unwilling, unsuspecting people to being with them romantically, sexually, and emotionally? The only type of love work I support is consensual love work between both parties and self-love work. So if you ever hear me mentioning inside my YouTube videos, you ever hear me saying this is perfect for love work, I'm talking self-love and consenting love. And if you're dealing with a situation like maybe your mom and you are on the outs, or you and your best friend just had a fight and you want to sweeten that situation, that's not a romantic target. So that would be okay if you want you and your mommy to get along better, or your parents, you want your parents and you just, they got mad because you wrecked the car and you want to sweeten it or whatever. That's not really love work. It is, but it's not unethical love work. There's some love work that you can definitely do that's ethically sound, and then there's some fuck shit where you're sitting up here trying to spiritually rape people, and that's not okay. I will not condone that shit. And the only reason why people are trying to do this is because they lack self-esteem. They lack self-esteem, period. If you really were truly in tune with yourself, you would never want to even have it cross your mind to do spell work to manipulate another person to want to be with you. So this is what happens when you do spell work to manipulate somebody to be with you. If you are a seasoned, in-tune practitioner, such as myself, such as the people that I fuck with, my seasoned witches, when someone is attacking you via that way, you feel a shift in your body because you're tapped into spirit. You have a relationship, a cultivated relationship with spirit. So when somebody is coming for you in that sense, doing love work on you, because I've had it done to me, spirit is ringing a doorbell inside you like ding, 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 bitch, something ain't right, something ain't right. Somebody doing some shit, and you feel sick. Now, yes, I'm up on my protection work. Yes, you're up on your protection work. But you guys got to also understand something. If you're wearing a bulletproof vest, I'm going to use this analogy real quick. I promise I'm not going to keep y'all, but I want you to understand what I'm saying. If you're wearing a bulletproof vest, that's your line of protection, right? Let's liken your protection work as to a bulletproof vest. And somebody come with a firearm and shoot you in your chest. You're going to feel the impact, and it might knock you to the floor, but it ain't going to kill you. If you're walking around with no protection and somebody shoots you in the chest, your motherfucking ass may not make it, depending on where they hit, if they aim is right. But if you're wearing protection, you'll feel the impact. There's no way you're just going to walk around not feeling it. You're going to feel the impact, and it might, rock you a little bit, but you can open up, take off that vest, and you keep on about your business. That's what happens when people do love work to a seasoned person who is tapped into spirit. And y'all already know that your objective is to tap in and elevate in spirit. That is literally the objective. We're not here to manipulate motherfuckers to be with you when they don't want to be with you. You're here to tap in and elevate in spirit. Okay, your ancestors didn't die for you to go around here manipulating people. Now let's discuss binding work, because that's also a version of spiritual rape. And I get a lot of people asking me to do fucking binding work so they can bind another motherfucker for them. Okay, so before I even go into binding work, just hear this. A lot of people be confused on whether or not a person liked them or not. I think he liked me. I think she liked me. I'm confused. If the person really did like you and want to be with you, then you know. Anything that's anything, if the person don't, that's confusion. When they like you, they'll tell you and you'll know, but when they don't, you're confused. So if you're ever sitting up here confused and not knowing if a person want to be with you, trust me, honey, it's time to move on and elevating your self-esteem. Binding work is dangerous as hell. It's wrong to hold somebody hostage to be with you when they don't want to be with you. And then when you do that, that is a borderline to cause them to be obsessed with you. And if their mind and their psyche is manipulated and they can't leave you because of what the fuck you did, that's how a lot of people get fucked up spiritually and physically, because the person don't know what they're doing. You have their mind scrambled, and that shit is wrong. Imagine if somebody who you absolutely didn't want, or maybe was even unsure about, did that to you. And now you're just in a fog. That's wrong. I know that I'm probably the minority who thinks this way and practices this way, but as I've told y'all before, I'm an ethical witch. I'm a not-for-profit witch, and you can't buy me, and you can't buy my integrity. So you can go on YouTube and find 1,000 witch bitches that will teach you how to do love spells and binding work and obsession work and all that shit. But in the end, when that person's head is fogged the fuck up and they really want to love you to death. Let me repeat that. They want to love you to death. Meaning they can't fathom the thought of not being with you, to the point where that murder-suicide shit pops. And you always sit up and you wonder, like, how is it that this person killed himself and the whole family and all this, that, and the third? And the first thing that pops into my mind is, did anybody do any obsession work on them? Because that's literally how that shit ends a lot of times. So unethical love work is just wrong. It's wrong to spiritually rape people. It's wrong, and it's unethical. And if you disagree with this video, I beg you, I implore you that the next time I go live, you tap in and we can have a healthy debate about it. I have no problem standing 10 toes down with what I'm saying. The only type of love work that I support is self-love work and consensual love work between both parties. If you have to do a spell work, love spell or whatever, and you can't tell your partner you're doing it, or you're not comfortable telling them, or you're not comfortable for both of y'all to get together and put that collective energy in that bitch and have that shit pop and have some sex magic spells that you're doing, saging each other, lighting some candles, rubbing each other down with attraction oil, and communing on that level. If you literally are uncomfortable doing that with them not knowing about it, then your ass shouldn't be doing it. And I'm here to tell you, I'm not finna fluff job you. I'm not finna blow no fucking sugar smoke up your ass. I'm here to let you know what it do and what it don't. And what it don't is doing spiritual rape on people. And what it do is doing self-love on yourself. I am the African Witch Bitch. If you have any questions, tap in on my next live. I'll be going live soon. I'll let you guys know. But when I do, if you ever see that little indication on YouTube that I'm live and you disagree with what the fuck I'm saying and you want to have a talk about it, we can be respectful. You can be one of those seasoned practitioners who's respectful, and we can talk about this, because I'm real passionate. I've been attacked. I've had people do love spells on me, and it literally made me sick to my stomach for like a day or two until I bounced back. I have somebody very close to me that y'all all know that's being attacked right now because somebody's doing love work on her. Don't do that stupid ass shit. Love yourself. Bye-bye. Ashe.